All right, so for the last part of maintenance, since we just got finished changing the inner outer tie rods, the pitman arm and the idler arm and bracket. So the last part that I need to do is actually the rear differential. I did the front differential about 15,000 miles ago. So now it's time to go ahead and do the rear. So tools needed for this, and of course fluids are gonna be, well, I'm using synthetic 75 140, and I'm using that because one, the big wheels, and then two, towing. You're gonna need RTV gray for the pumpkin cover. And then as far as tools, you're gonna need a 13 millimeter to remove the cover, and then a 3/8 ratchet to pull out the fill plug, and then an Allen wrench to check the fluid, because the fluid can't be pouring out. It's actually got to be just below the fill line. So looking at the rear differential, the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is the most important thing, is to go ahead and remove your fill plug. So that's actually located right there on the other side of the pumpkin, and make sure that comes out, so that way you don't take it all apart and it drains out and you can't fill it up. The next step is going to be to put your drain pan underneath and go ahead and start removing your bolts all the way around. All right, so once you removed your bolts, you're going to want to leave one in at the top, just so you can pry away the cover and let it drain. And then once you're down to where it's like just trickling out, you can go ahead and pull the bolts off on the top and pull it off and start cleaning. Once you have the cover off, you're going to want to go ahead and use like a scraper and then start cleaning around the edge so you have a nice clean surface. All right, so now you have your cover off, you need to come over here and clean up all the surfaces that are going to mate. And then you're going to want to pull off the magnet and clean off all the metal. My guess is we've owned this for about six years. This is probably the first time this has ever been serviced. So you can see the amount of metal on here. Typically metal is normal, but that just seems like a lot. So we're gonna go ahead and get it all cleaned up, and then we're gonna put it back together. All right, so now that we got everything clean and all the debris removed, the outside's clean, I applied a layer of RTV gray around, and I always do like a circle around the bolt holes, just so when it gets put on, it kind of forms like a gasket around the bolts. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and install, and then we'll wait about 5-10 minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start filling it up. All right, so once you got your cover on and all your bolts tightened down, you're gonna want to come back through and torque it down to 30 foot-pounds. You're gonna want to do like a cross pattern. So start at the top, cross down to the bottom, and then vice versa. And then just make sure each one is 30 foot-pounds. After that, you can go ahead and start filling it up. The fill spec on this is about 2.5 quarts. So we're gonna put about 2 in, and we're gonna start checking. All right, so now that we waited about 20-30 minutes to let the RTV cure, we're gonna go ahead and get out the fill plug and start filling up. So I've already pre-cut the tops of these, and I like to cut them pretty big so that way it's easier to squirt the bottles in. We're gonna fill up about 2 quarts, and then we're gonna start measuring to see where we're at. All right, so we went ahead and filled it up, closed it back up, and basically used right about 2.5 quarts of the Valvoline full synthetic. So that was removing the diff, pulling it off. I know the 2000s to 2003 have a drain plug and a fill plug, so I'm not sure if that's different, but on 04 and up, it's going to be right around 2.5 quarts.